Yo, keep doing it. What the fuck you doing? What is going on, guys? Welcome to the Boogie Beast channel. Today's episode is we're gonna talk about the importance of free flow in the movement culture and play, and trusting in your own movement to open your creative mind to keep this culture in the height of creativity. It doesn't matter what movement practice you're coming from, is to always trust in yourself and believing in your own creative mind. So in this movement episode lab, we're going to talk about the importance of free flow. So this combo you're looking at right now, it's a mixture of Beast Attack and Angry Ape. It's a sweet combo and it is absolutely powerful. It's going to bring the beast and even more creativity within yourself. Back into what we're talking about: creativity, flow, and trusting in your own beast, in your own movement. So what is free flow? Free flow is simply moving with no limitation, with no pre-planned agenda of what you're going to do, trusting in your own movement and just getting out of your own way and just let the beast flow, let the match. And that's the going into the unknown with your practice, and always giving yourself opportunity to be creative and listen to your own body, because there's so much your body want to do, but when we get caught up in a mindset of training or something like that, we end up closing that box. We just obviously learning the fundamentals, the foundation, to open the toolbox. Once you know your foundation, fundamentals, and you have to understand this is just guidelines, and there's so much you can do with it when it comes to flow, creativity, and concept. And generally, the way I make a lot of things up is just by going into my free flow. So right now what we're just doing here is just kind of different drills for warm-up, getting ourselves ready into the free flow lab session. This is what I call the free flow session. I don't really record the sessions, but this one I thought it was important, and also to bring people to show people what Beast Flow is all about. So Beast Flow is simply moving with no limitation. As you all know, it's obviously highly influenced by movement, all sort of movement. As the name implies, Beast Flow, beast kind of represent animals. We are animals at the end of the day, and imitating other animals. And while we imitating other animals in their strength and in their power, we have to understand we have to overstand and understand our own strength as well. So Beast Flow has different categories. So we start from the human flow into the ape flow, into beast flow, into reptile, and into the ground flow. So there are so many levels to it, and each levels has its own foundation, its own fundamentals, and it's not like a concrete. These are just guidelines to help you tap into your creative flow. And eventually you're going to understand what we're talking about, the beast flow. So we start with human, or the human flow is basically all the contemporary human movement. The range of motion that we naturally hit, that is effortless to us, and kind of exploring that and tapping into that. That's where the human flow comes in. And with this, a lot of people have their own doctrine, where they kind of place they're coming from, whether you're a dancer or you are a combat athlete, or you some sort of martial art, or whatever practice you do, and that would be kind of like, you can combine that into the human flow. And then the ape flow is mainly the transition between the beast and human. It's in the middle. The ape really allows you to level change from upright position to going down. It's that connection, even through our evolution. It is that connection between the beast and human. And the ape is very playful, very aggressive, very strong. And that is another aspect of our training that we usually tap into. As you can see, we're kind of combining the ape movement, which is the angry ape, with the eye knee, with some martial art movement as well for an explosive power. And then we move on to the beast. The beast is simply all fours. We have, and you can switch side from the inverted beast into the beast. And we have a lot of fundamentals, foundations, and transitions, variations as well in all of our programs. And from there it goes into the reptile, and then it goes into floor movement. And you can adapt any movement to any practices. As you can see, this is like wild ape into the knee, high knee, just kicking. So this is more of like a multi-combat, combining those two together. And yeah, we just try to be creative and come up with new concept, that you can add. But really, it allows you to move freely in space and time, and explore so many different aspects of your movement. So we really wanted to connect the beast flow with a lot of combat movement today. So that's what we're doing. And then eventually we're going to move into the free flow element of beast flow, which is the main topic of today. And this is not really about the beast flow is not really about, it's limitless. You can bring anything into it, and you can take anything from it. The concept is really, being more creative and turning this into almost like an art, like the way you see dancers just flow with music. You can listen to the sound of nature and just flow. You can play music and just flow, and not just, and at the same time, leaving room for creativity and new concept to flourish. And it's not really what you take from it, it's what you can bring to it as well. So that is what beast flow is all about. And then now I'm going to go more into narrating what is going on, so you get to understand what you are seeing in this video. As we are taking a rest, so the concept we were playing at there was more of connecting some beast flow movement into some martial art concept. So there's a eye knee there from more of a multi movement. So we're connecting the wild beast into that. Oh, now we are going into the beast attack into angry ape, pulling back, exploding forward, and then angry ape. Then we turn it back around. We're going to jump straight into the beast attack, or I also call it grasshopper, into the angry ape or the ape crawl. And that is that. You can give that a try. This is part of our doctrine. And now we are going to go into the free flow. Now this is more of the free flow, so we're starting with the ape movement. So for the ape, you have to be quite low, knees bent, swinging. That's the ape swing. I did a chest bank there, so different movement, kind of radical. This is more of a chaos type flow, moving the whole body. Now we're bringing it back to the pyramid, slapping the floor, showing your dominance, and just playing. You see that? There's no thought behind it. That's going into the playful ape, into the kick, bringing it around, back and forth, slamming the ground into wild ape, bringing it back up, stomping the ground, swing, back into the playful ape, moving, kicking, jumping up. As you can see, there's a lot of explosive power that's happening right there. Now, kind of catching my breath, composing myself into the beast attack, straight into the ape crawl, and Paul takes over from there. Now Paul is a whole different kind of animal and it starts with some, I don't know what that kick is called, but air cartwheel or whatever it is. It's kind of going into more of like the fight stance, into the pyramid, bringing it around. For this, we kind of more staying in a lot of the ape position. Now it's getting into the beast, no, high reptile. And now I'm going to do some push-up drill, and as a matter of fact, I'm going to get you guys to try this drill. This drill is insane. Just normal 4 push-ups with 4 reptile push-up. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can repeat it 4 times or 5 times. 2, 3, 4. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like so. If you don't feel this, then you must be an alien, because this I think I did 5 there, I'm not sure. 4, just 4 of each, you are gonna feel it. Now we're just playing, just dancing. And again, for me, my background, what I brought into Beast Flow when I created it, so my background is dance, and I want to give that that playful element of dance into the movement flow, because as long as I think there's elements of and different levels when you learn something new. So the level 1 is mainly the first start, when you kind of connecting all the dots involved with the movement and trying to learn new movement patterns, and getting your body to register it and to connect with it. It is hard when you first start, but once you get to level 2, then you already understand the fundamentals. Your body is used to it, and with the basic level. Level 2 is now combining those fundamentals together, and connecting the transitions. Level 3 is level 2 is combining all the different combos together, maybe putting 3 fundamentals together to create a smooth flow. Level 4 is now connecting all the level 3 is now connecting all the transitions with the combos. And level 4 is then you starting to become creative. Those are the levels where we start getting into that free flow mindset, because at this point you can almost like pick out any of those foundations without even thinking about it. You already know all the how you can combine different flows together, how you can transit from one to the other and how you can play and move around as well. So variations, transition, you already know this, because your mind already knows this. Then you're just giving yourself time to there's a lot of muscle memory there that you have, and you're giving yourself you're just getting out of your own way, to be honest, and just playing. Because once you get out of your own way, then everything, and you trust in your movement, then everything comes effortlessly. And whoo, you see that? So that's kind of going into the flow. It's absolute creativity and chaos happening, and that's how we can improve and take this movement culture to the next level. We don't have to kind of focus on one type of doctrine. So I'm bringing a lot of my own element into the ape and the human flow. So just kind of using my whole body, swings, arms, like really we have to use what we are being given. We are standing on 2 feet, our arms are loose. We can use our arms, we can use our body, we can use our head. It's really, connecting everything using, this tool, this beautiful machine that we have, and playing with it, and taking it to the next level. And that's what makes us stronger, and it's usually really literally understanding your body is the machine and not some other machine. Your body is the tool, is the machine. The more effective you move it, the stronger it becomes. So you are just training it. It's the beast that just needs to be trained. It has every potential. There's no point. I'm not even going to go into like the other sort of training or disciplines, but like for me, I think the body is a machine, and we need to just turn it into a beast. It's already a beast. It has everything, but we have to change our mindset, because once you change what you look at, how you see things, what you see changes. This body is beautiful. It is a temple, and we need to respect it and give it the medicine that it needs, which is movement. Now we're going into, as you can see, this is all kind of like playfulness, dance. My goal is, when you see me, I want you to be confused, to be like, what the heck is this guy doing? Is it dancing, or is it moving, or what is it doing? You understand? And really, I'm just playing, because when you are playing, you're not thinking of oh, am I doing this right? Is my hand in the right place? Is my leg in the right place? Because in this fitness industry, everything is just like, it's like everything is just being so like they correct every single thing. Movement is not meant to be perfect. Our body should be moving in ways that if we move in so many different ways, then unusual ways, like then we are really healing ourselves. It shouldn't just be some sort of lateral movement or like some vertical movement. We should be like connecting with angles that we don't even know that we have. And this is actually a very powerful moment in this training, because I kind of connected some dots that I didn't even know, and when I had to stop for a second and be like, what the heck did I just do? And this is literally history in the making, this particular scene you're seeing right now. Yes, because and this is how we create. This is how we simply create, trusting in ourselves, trusting in our movement, and getting out of our own way and playing. And I can't emphasize the word enough: play. play is the key to everything, because you don't think when you play. It happens spontaneously, simultaneously. But the beautiful thing is, like, once we are playing, we can record these things and then learn from ourselves, learn from the body, because the body is a very powerful intelligence that, you know, that would effortlessly, you know, teach you if you get out of your own way. Because, you know, so that is this is what it's all about. Again, today's doctrine is on free flow and trusting in, you know, getting into the free flow. But before you get into the free flow, you have to learn some fundamentals. You have to know some, you know, the fundamentals and transitions and levels. You know, you have to learn, you have to understand these things, and then leave room for the magic to happen. And guys, it is simply what we are all about in with Peace Flow: teaching, learning, understanding, and playing. And we really want to bring we really want to add into the movement culture, and this is our goal, to bring in something new, something fresh, and something exciting, like, and show you different ways of looking at things. You know, the reason why, you know, we created these forms of martial art is because that's how we are made, and that's how we fight naturally, and it works for us. And then we just imitating that. We imitate ourselves, and while we imitating other animals, we need to understand our powers before we, you know, understand all the other beasts. And we're gonna finish with a sweet combo of Beast Combat. Oh, by the way, Boogie Beast is not just about Beast Flow. We have other movement discipline as well. We have a dance fitness inspired by African movement, rhythms, and patterns. We have Boogie Boxing, which is a combination of dance and shadow boxing. We have Beast Combat, which is a combination of different martial art movement disciplines. And we have Beast Blast, which is a high, insane intensity athletic HIIT workout, which could be done to music or without music. And also we have Beast Flow. Now, taking Beast Flow is kind of literally combining everything together and, you know, free flowing and taking it to the next level without thinking, without overthinking, I suppose. Just letting go, going in, giving it all you got. So guys, thank you very much for listening to this podcast, and I hope you guys might be interested in, you know, being part of this movement, because we believe we're bringing something new, something different, and making you see things in a different way. And it is open to any sort of movement practice and movement doctrine. Thank you, and until next time. Peace.